Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. And it's great to be back after the turn of the new year. I don't think I've seen you all yet. So I wish you all a happy new year, happy 2022. And obviously, this year will be much better than 2021 and 2020, ever since Sani or Saturn went back to Magaram, his own house, after orbiting the solar system for about 25 years. So he's back to his own comfortable house. So whenever Sunny goes back to his own house after doing an orbit, he becomes very ruthless and menacing, because that's his actual nature, just to be a hard nut, has to be a hard teacher. So he's just comfortable being in his own house, and he does what he does. Anyway, so after about 2 years, so Sunny being a slow planet, so he's been slowly getting into the rhythm of his own house. It took about 2 years, and now he's a bit more comfortable. He will slow down. So 2022 will be a good year for everyone, every Rasi, every Lugnam. So I wish you all the very best, and may your endeavors be bountiful and fruitful this year. God bless. In another video, I thought it would be best to talk about Mithuna Raasi, who is going through the 3rd year of Ashtama Sani. Very difficult, challenging time for Mithuna Raasi natives, as most of y'all have reached out to me in my videos, in my private email. Some of them have reached out personally through my mobile. It's all welcome. I do understand the difficulty, the stress that y'all are feeling, as evident in your text and discussion that you have given me. So 3 years into it, this is the 3rd year. You all have another year to go. It ends officially. The date that Sani comes out of Magaram is next year, January 18. So roughly about a year left, slightly left, 2 days left. So that's fine. So this is the last sprint that he does. So he is, one part is in Tiruvonam, another part he will be passing through Avittam. Avittam is owned by Savai or Mars. So siblings, he will hit on siblings, sibling rivalry, sibling misunderstanding, even some siblings. Depends on how Savai is, where Mars placement is in your chart, your birth chart. You have to look at it. So sometimes even the health of your siblings will be affected. So you have to check on that. Proximity, which planet is aspecting, which planet has the drishti on Savai, all of that you have to look. But that's the uniqueness and the complexity of astrology. But then my advice to everyone, again, is to have everyone's chart to be read at least once in your life by an able astrologer, who would be able to tell you what you can expect in this life, in terms of your karma, in terms of your purpose of birth, and all this wonderful stuff. Anyway, to the point. So I just go straight into it. Mithuna Raasi natives, who have got 3 stars in the house of Mithunam, which Mithunam itself is owned by Mercury, right? So Mercury, Buddhan, of course. Mercury is the youngest planet, is the planet associated with being gullible, being quick to fall for a ruse, quick to fall for, if someone who is much elder than you, much more capable than you, and you just fall for their words, for who they are very easily. But of course, Mercury itself represents, amongst other things, represents good communication, good thought. I mean, again, depending on how Mercury is in your birth chart, it has to be with Mercury is a chameleon kind of planet, as we call it, meaning that if it's close to a good planet, Mercury becomes good. If it's close to a negative planet like Sani or Rahu, or even Savai, or Amavasya, moon, and all that. So if it's close to a negative planet, Mercury gives out its negative things. Like what? Mercury by itself, if it's close to a good planet, you have good communication, good mathematical skills. Your number sense is good. If it's close to a negative planet like Sunny, your number sense will be bad. Your communication is bad. Just have a look in your birth chart. If Mercury, and you are Mithuna Raasi native, and Mercury in your birth chart is next to Rahu, for example, your communication, there is an impediment in your speech, meaning like you will be stammering, stutter, like you'll be I mean, not to say that I'm not ridiculing you. It's a birth defect, especially if Rahu Dasa has happened when you were, in your childhood days. It has expounded a damage around your throat area. Anyway, amongst other things. So you have 3 stars in Mithunam, as mentioned, Mirgashirsham, Tiruvadrai, and Punarpusam. Punarpusam is owned by Jupiter. So if you were born in Punarpusam Nakshatram, right now he would hit on things like children. If you have children, the Mercury, children, as in Punarpusam, Jupiter. So he will hit on your children's education would be impaired right now. Such are the aspects of it. But anyway, coming to the point again, that is not the point. The point is, in 2022, a new year, as in a Western New Year, the Tamil New Year, the Indian New Year happens 14th of April. Another 2-3 months to go, 3 months in fact. And that's an interesting month. So 2 days before that, 12th of April, you will have Rahu Ketu Payatri, Rahu Ketu transit. So it'll move from Rishabha Rasi. Rahu is in Rishabha, Taurus. Rahu will then move to Mesham, Aries. Right. So for Mithuna Raasi natives, Rahu is moving from 12th house going to 11th house. It's a bit good in the sense that now he's moving from 12th house of moksha, and the final things of life is moving to 11th house of labham. Although it seems that Rahu is going to a house of profit, labham, it seems like can be a negative thing, but Rahu is comfortable in Mesham and Rishabham in fact. So since he was comfortable in the 12th house, he will give you the 12th house things, which is what? Losses, final things in life, losing things. You have to lose things to attain moksha, right? To leave this mortal coil. The ending, how does your life end? You have to leave everything behind. Your wealth, the people you love, your children, friends, good friends, enemies, even negative things, sickness, everything you have to leave behind. And then you move. So Rahu is comfortable in that sense in Rishabham, 12th house for Mithuna Raasi. Going now to 11th house from Mithunam. He's going to hit on comfortable Rahu. Again, you have to look at how Rahu was placed in your birth chart. But Rahu is comfortable now. He will try and, depending again, as Jupiter is closing in on Aries, which will happen towards the end of the year, beginning of next year. And Jupiter will make Rahu a bit more, assuage his negative thing. So he will actually not hit on your labham. Anyway, what do you need to do? What do Mithuna Raasi natives need to do this year? This is the 3rd year of your Ashtama Sani. You have gone through 2 years of challenging times, and this challenging time of losses, loss of wealth, loss of jobs. Some of you all are stuck in a foreign country. You've gone there for work before 2020, and then COVID happened. and you're stuck. Your visa is questionable, pending. You don't know whether you can fly or not, or you're stuck because you have COVID and you can't fly, and all those things happen. You cannot be close to your family, and yeah, most of y'all who have reached out to me have got all these issues still going on. But third year, so now you have gone through 2 years of a negative time, and what I'm saying is y'all are getting used to it, getting used to a challenging time, and you have to step out of it because this is the last year. Not to say that you have to step out of it because good times are already starting now. And they are after April 14. Your April 25th itself. So April 25th is to be more accurate. What will happen on April 25th of this year? Your house, your Rasi owner, Mercury is Mithuna Raasi's owner, will move to, currently he's going to go from, he's going to go to move to Taurus on 25th of April, Rishabham. Mercury is comfortable there. Where he is right now, in Meenam, after that he'll be in Mesham. Meenam and Mesham is kind of like it's negative placement. Meenam is where he is at his lowest point. Mercury, your Rasi owner is at his lowest point, means he can't help you as much. Your mind is already going to be scattered. Right? As it is, your symbol of Mithunam, Gemini, is a twin. So your mind itself is split into two. Positive in the morning, you get up, you feel very good. Towards the end of the day, same day, you become very negative. And that's how you are built throughout your life. There is a reason why you have taken this birth as a Mithuna Raasi native, whether you're a guy, whether you're a male or a female, doesn't matter. You will have a split mindset. People around you will be confused, not sure what you will say when. You yourself are confused. Anyway, 25th April onwards, your mind will be a bit more settled. Towards the end of your Ashtama Sani, there will be 1 or 2 months of negative time, and we will get to that. But other than that, you'll be fine. In the new year itself, you will have another period change. On 14th April, you'll have Jupiter moving. Already one period change happened. Another period change would happen in 14th of April, where he goes to his own house, Meenam. Meenam is in Pisces, and Jupiter is more comfortable there, but he's not going to look at your Rasi anymore. So negative, but a bit positive when Mercury is out, your Rasi owner is out of the deep end of the pool, so to speak. That's in 25th April. So what you should do. Too long you've been in the negative cycle, negative mindset and all, so you need to come back. This is looking forward to next year onwards, not coming back this year. You will still have a negative time, but your mind will be a bit more structured after April. May would be more accurate to say. So let's say May onwards. So what do you need to do? You need to be in touch with nature. Now you're so afraid of trying out new things, starting a business, talking to your boss. And again, you have to do this gradually. So one of the first things that you can actually do is to get in touch with nature again. And what do I mean by that? Well, the simplest way to know that because you've been in Ashtama Sani, you've been pushed into the blind spot for everything, family members don't talk to you during Ashtama Sani. They don't want to deal with you. In the workplace, promotion didn't come to you. Even in the meeting room, they ask for everyone's opinion except for the Mithuna Raasi native. So opinion doesn't matter. You are in the blind spot. naturally. We are all part of the universe. We are part of nature, but you have been pushed to the blind spot. Past 2 years, still going to go on for another year. Will be better, but again, I want you all to be in touch with nature again. And the simplest way that I have found is to eat proper food, which is from the nature, which is from the soil of the earth, is the best way I can say it. For example, fruit, vegetables, anything that is not processed. So there is no, for example, potato chips, no, that is processed. Anything you buy from a packet, even you can buy groundnuts, peanuts, nuts and legumes, whatever, from a packet, that has been sealed tight and all, it's all processed. There is a process to go through to get that food packaged that way. Avoid all. You need a natural organic food, like, for example, banana, as it is an apple, an orange, fruit, star fruit, watermelon, as it is, not processed in any form. For example, if you're eating biryani, vegetarian biryani, whatever, it's also through a process that you got a biryani. There's nowhere in nature you see it that way, that you can find biryani is just from, you go to the paddy field, rice field, there's no biryani like that. Someone has to go through the process of creating it for you. And those are the foods that you have to avoid. This is the quickest, easiest way to be in touch with nature, because you're consuming it. It's inside of you right now. Obviously, it's going through the digestive system. But these are the simplest way, because why? You're very negatively tuned for the past 2 years. Obviously, Sani does that, pulling out your negative karma, negative or positive, depending on your past. If you are a very good soul, you'll have only positive things. So majority of us in this day and age, in this epoch, Kali Yuga, we know how we are. So naturally, we tend to, all the hurt that we have caused others, like I always say, karma is always done when you interact with another person, whether you lie, cheat, you cause hurt, you cause tears, especially tears of a female. They say that is the worst kind of curse that can happen. And that follows you through Ashtama Sani is the time where all that negative karma will blossom, unfold, and you go through it. So during a negatively attuned time, you are putting natural things inside your body, because I cannot tell you all right now. Mithuna Raasi native, you have to think positive. If you can do that, that is better than the food, eating of good food, that is better. But you can't do it right now. We are all not strong enough. Maybe, and you all are just Gemini, like I said, split mindset, twin mindset. You yourself will think very well about you. You may do it in the morning. By evening, you are like, no, life is hard. Life is unfair. You yourself, no one has to come and trigger you. No one has to come and drop a negative thought. You yourself will think of it that way. But I'm not judging. That's the way you are. That's the way the Rasi is. Twin Rasi. Why do we have a twin as the symbol of Mithuna Raasi? There must be a reason. So you are not able to do that. So the quickest way is you consume good, natural, organic food, unprocessed. Even things like, the sweets, Indian sweets, chocolate. No, all of that has been highly artificialized. Any food, I'm saying food is the easiest, because you just, after you swallow from your throat, this section, mouth, you munch it and you swallow, your body will take care of it, right? You don't have to do anything. Obviously, you have to, don't binge, don't, have some, drink water, make sure there is enough liquid in your digestive system and all that. But I have researched on this. you need to get in touch with nature again. And because you have a balance of life, after Ashtama Sani, you will feel much better. Of course, after next year, to be honest, March, April next year onwards, you'll feel much better. You are able to push on with life. But you have the fear. So I want you all to come out of the fear, and I say that this is the best advice, is to get in touch with nature. That's the first one. Second one is money or finance. And as I've said in, I think, quite a few of my videos, karma, not action, reaction. I'm not talking about karma in its actual Sanskrit word, an act that you do. Whether you take this pen and you put it here, there's a karma, right? It is an action. Sleeping, eating, you are driving someone to the hospital. It's all karma. Reading a book, karma. Now we come to the concept of money. In this present 21st century living, pursuit of financial well-being, economics, right? Capitalist system is how we are living, and we are measured, our success is measured in those terms. 1,000 years ago, we were measured about how loyal we were, where in the structure of the palace we are, whether we are the king, the prince, or head of the army. And based on that, you will be given a land, a title, designation, and being an advisor to the court and all that. So that was then. And way before that itself, we were, different kind of objectives of life. This day and age, objective of life is financial well-being. And Mithuna Raasi natives, you all know how your work, your profit making is all affected. Savings are gone. Even you make any money now, it's just falling through your, in between your fingers, right? Like water. You cannot sustain, there's no savings. It's not sticking on in your palms. So this is the natural state. So how do we relate karma as an action to money? Like I said, everything we do in our daytime, morning till evening, when the sun is around, or depending on what kind of work you do, 9 to 5, let's say a standard model, 9 to 5 is you as a doctor, a simple one. Let's say you're a doctor and you're 9 to 5, you're working in the hospital, and based on the karma, on your action, whatever you're doing, you're healing the sick, you're performing a surgery, you're prescribing medicine, or maybe you're a pharmacist, prescribing a drug, medication. 9 to 5, you're doing it, then you're clocking out. Based on that, 9 to 5 and 30 days that you're working, or whatever working days you have in your month, you are paid a salary. So now is the balancing act. On one hand, you are saying that I've got a degree, I've got a medical license by the Board of Medical Association, whichever country you're in. 9 to 5, I'm working. On one hand, this is my karma, my input. You are paying me a salary from the hospital or government. So now it's balanced, depending on how you're viewing the balance, but you're getting paid. This is what we are pursuing. The money, the financial gain is what your pursuit, everyone is all about. You're willing to put 30 days of effort for that, depending on what kind of profession you're in, what kind of karma you're doing. You're a taxi driver. You're paid differently. You are a textile business owner. You're doing different kind of karma every day. You're paid differently. You're a waiter in a restaurant. You're differently. So I think y'all are getting the picture. Why is this affected? Why is money affected now? Your karma has been actually shifted to your past, to dealing with things you have done in the past. So now your day-to-day action, it's no more about, oh, okay, I'll just go to work. I'll do what I have to do 9 to 5. I'm a doctor. Let me go and prescribe medicine. No, this is the time where you are, Sani has actually shifted you, moved you from there. Here, there's a past thing you have to deal with. Go and deal with it. To shift you, you have lost your job. This is the way it has been so-called pre-planned. So now you're dealing with that for the past 2-3 years, 2 years, in fact. And not just doctors, anybody. You're supposed to get a promotion, you never, in COVID, so many businesses were closed down, companies were shut. We didn't get the project. We didn't get payment for the project. We cannot sustain you anymore. This is your last month, and they let you go. Most of y'all know what I'm talking about. Mithuna Raasi natives, they are actually come to me in tears in their eyes and say, I'm the sole breadwinner of the family. My wife has always been a homemaker, never worked since we got married. And I thought I can sustain this. I was an MD, I was a bank manager, whatever. I was a senior partner in my law firm. Everything gone. I lost everything. I'm back. I'm homebound. Because you're not supposed to get this, the outcome, the counterbalance. There is no counterbalance. Because now, if this is moved, how are you going to get money for doing nothing? This is already diminished. Not just for Mithuna Raasi, any Ashtama Sani native at that time, whoever is going through Ashtama Sani, this is the deal. Deal with the past karma. Your past action is what you have to deal with. Why? Sani has opened the floodgate. Present day is gone. So that is the deal, but what can you do about it? Towards the end of second half of this year, towards the end of the year, 18 January, like I said, 18 January is the official end date for Ashtama Sani, Mithuna Raasi. After that, it'll be for the next Rasi, Kadagan. But anyway, eventually, slowly, your professional thing will slowly light up like a bulb towards the end of the year. Not anytime soon now. Some of y'all may still have a job, but it's frustrating. It's with stress. You didn't get the promotion. Someone joined after you, younger, inexperienced, but he or she got the promotion, and you have to just deal with it. Just bite your tongue and do what you have to do. You are dealing with things from a past life, and that's always necessary, but it's not always pleasant. But you have to do it. That's why you have taken this birth, for that, so that your next birth, if you do, I hope you all do much better in your current life and you get a better deal. That's the Vedic sciences, the belief of that Vedic sciences is that way. Anyway, my advice, second advice is karma. Do not pursue any unnecessary endeavor like drinking. I know sometimes you all have resorted to drinking as a coping mechanism, gambling, just for a feel-good factor. You want to feel good? Of course, during Ashtama Sani, everything is bad. You want to feel good. I understand that. You want to drink, you want to meet up with friends, have late night activities. Well, you don't need me to tell you that that is not sustainable, because your present day karma will slowly light itself back, and you are needed in the present time. You need to be present here and now to deal with it. Don't go into drinking and all that. And what I mean, not just drinking. Don't go into stock market. Don't believe anyone who says that you put in 100, I'll give you 100,000 back. Those kind of schemes, get rich quick schemes and all that. Right now, you'll be getting a lot of temptation. You'll be getting a lot of opportunities. Friends will be coming to you with all this. And if you're not careful, if you're not thinking straight, As it is Ashtama Sani, you're already not thinking straight. You'll fall for it and you are digging a much deeper hole for yourself than is necessary. And I hope you all don't do it. Second advice is be present here and now. That is one of the most hardest thing about Ashtama Sani natives is that they want to go back to the past. Oh, how I was before this. I was a bank manager, and you all want to talk about that because you want to relive your glory days, your egotistical days with your friends over a drink, over some beverage, some imbibement, some alcohol at night, right? And then you're growing wary, becoming tired, but you're saying the same thing again and again because you want to relive that. You cannot handle the current situation. Your current situation, unpleasant as it is, but that is the reality. It is tough when you're going through that. I know it's tough. The sooner you accept it and you make a commitment to deal with it, the better it is for you. You keep running to alcohol, to nights out, friends, don't want to deal with family problems. I'd rather be with my friends at night. They understand me. My wife is nagging, my spouse is nagging, whatever. You will be thrown back into the present day situation after next year. You are not going to be able to cope with it because you've lost your sense of self. Ashtama Sani is the part where it breaks you down and builds you up. Something like the armed forces. They say we break you down as an individual, build you up as a unit. So that you are as a soldier and all, you do what is necessary for the benefit of the guy standing next to you. That's that sort of thing. So Ashtama Sani, what happens? Sani breaks you down from your past. Maybe you had a very egotistical past. Again, as a bank manager, before I was 30, I became a bank manager. Now you see I'm nowhere. The bank branch closed and I lost everything. I lost my sense of good name, respect in the community, all that. Like I had a good car, company car, all that taken away. And what is that? Yes, it broke you down. It's going to build you up. To what? To what your present life is all about. Your destiny, Sani will reveal. So it's like shifting a foundation. This is what I say. It's the foundation of a building. You have 4 pillars in your house. That's been standing for so long. It's broken. And to shift the pillars, I have to break down the current pillar. I have to move the foundation. It's not an easy thing. I cannot just bring 10 people and say, okay, let's push the pillar from here to here 2 feet. No, you have to break down the entire structure, build it back up. Now your pillar is being moved. It's always unpleasant. Be present is my second advice. And the third advice is depending on your, okay, now let's come to remedies. Depending on your birth chart, right, obviously Mithuna Raasi is simple, Mithunam. Your moon is where it is in Gemini of your birth chart. But what about Sani itself? Look at your Dasa Bhukti, look at your Lakman. Look at where Mercury itself was placed, whether he's in exaltation or debilitation, whether it's with a friendly planet, unfriendly planet. Yeah, obviously, it'll be next to Venus and the Sun, or in the same house, or in the next house. But because in astronomy, out there in space, Mercury is next to the Sun, and after that will be Venus. So if you see the cluster in your astrological chart, you'll see Mercury, Venus, and Sun will all be, there's a proximity among them. So they are. So you see how it goes. If Venus and Mercury, they are close, Venus and Mercury, in a good house, Mercury is good. You will come back after Ashtama Sani, you will come back very quickly. If Mercury is next to the Sun, depends on proximity. Sun is half malefic, half good, half bad, although it's a luminous planet. a star, but we call it a luminous planet with light. But it's 50% malefic. Why? It can combust. So it depends. Obviously, Mercury doesn't necessarily combust unless it's within 2 degrees to the sun. But then again, there's always a loophole. If Jupiter, Guru, is looking at the sun and Mercury, opposite, when 5th, 7th, or 9th drishti, looking at Mercury and sun, you have a very good Mercury and sun. You might be in government, communication, teaching, in the government service. You may have lost it during Ashtama Sani. You'll come back better, higher position, higher ranking, all those things. But third one is remedies. You have to check your birth chart, get it with a good astrologer, and see what you need to do. Prepare for next year from now. I mean, although it's 1 year away, it's always good to have a plan in place, something to look forward to, a positive plan, right? Already 2 years of negativity. I never told do this remedy thing past 2 years for Mithuna Raasi. I waited for this year because this year it's the only year where Sani will allow you to do a bit of remedy, right? Feed animals. Ants. If you can't feed real animals out there like a cow, you cannot find a cow around your area. Cow is one of the best animals to feed. Indians believe that cow is, we always own a cow in our ancestral home. Cows, elephants, feeding an elephant in the temple is very good. Feeding horses is good. Goats, any 4-legged creature is good. Dogs, cats, if you have them. But if you can't even do that, and insects. Some, sprinkling some sugar, honey in front of your house, outside of your house for insects to come and carry it away into the air. They need it. Water. Animals need all this. Help them. Again, we are all part of nature, right? And you need to be attuned to that again. Again, that's one of the simplest remedies, which across the board, any Rasi you are, it works. Feeding the animals, watering plants. Plants need water as well. You need to account for them as well. They are all part of the universe, part of this earth, and you need to take care of them. And check your birth chart, your dasa bhukti, with a proper astrologer, and he or she will recommend what you need to do. And I think that's the 3 things that I think you would all need for this year. I will do another one towards the end of your Ashtama Sani to so-called guide you all in the exit, in the egress. So guide you all on a fond farewell from Ashtama Sani when the time comes. Right now, these are the 3 things. Watch this video again and again until it makes sense to you, until you know what needs to happen. Do it slowly. These are all 3 things that you can do, right? If you want me to have a look at your chart as well, please reach out to me, depending on the complexity of what you're asking. Let's see, just reach out to me, leave a comment below. You can find my email in mobile description in the details or the description of the video of this channel itself. Sorry, look at the description. You'll find my details there. Reach out to me. Yes. And again, I wish all Mithuna Raasi natives who have been suffering and who have been diligent in following through, don't worry, it is coming to an end. Already about, 25 months done. You are less than a year. And you will be successful. You will triumph over this, that I'm sure. So I wish you all the best. Hang in there. It's coming to an end. And I'll talk to you all soon. Take care, everyone.